Most of you know that Tia Mowry is currently trending on these social media streets. And as you can see from the title, I'm going to be discussing how Tia Mowry is similar to Eve in the Bible. So for those of you that have a Bible, you can read the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis in the beginning, okay? If you don't have a Bible, that's fine. You don't need to purchase a Bible just to read that story. You can get on Google, type in Adam and Eve, and read the story from there. It's short, it's quick, and it's nice, and it's sweet. And Christians believe that that's where we get our humanity from. Now let's go into the real topic. So I was on the streets of YouTube one day in someone's comment section regarding Tia Mowry and her current situation. So she's been divorced for 2 years now, and how she is doing post-divorce. So a couple of people in the comment section were talking about how Tia Mowry is similar to Eve, but in the sense that Adam, Eve's husband in the Bible, misled Eve, and that's why Eve eventually got deceived. But let me put my own spin on it. Today, I'm going to be showing you from my own perspective, because I am a Christian, but from my own understanding of the story of Eve in the Bible. I truly believe that, and I'm not preaching today, I'm just going to do the similarities. I truly believe that if you study the character of Eve, no matter how brief it is, you can draw a lot of conclusions as to what, in general, the female nature is like. And I'm going to show you the similarities between how Tia Mowry made her decisions and how Eve made her own decisions as well. Going to show you that history keeps repeating itself now. We're not that very different from in the beginning. So let's go. So according to the Bible, Adam was created, and he was created as the leader, and he was given a specific job to do. And then Eve was created from Adam's rib. And Eve's specific job was follow your husband's leadership. Stay by his side. Be his helpmeet. That is what the Bible says that Eve's job, her general job, was. She wasn't supposed to neglect her individuality, but her main job was stay by your man's side, follow his leadership, and do the things that would help the relationship to succeed, which is pretty much be under his leadership, be under his protection, be under his provision. That's what the Bible describes as Eve's role in the marriage relationship, because according to the Bible, Adam and Eve were married. Now let's look at Tia. Tia Mowry. Did she follow her husband's leadership in the end? You see, you have to think about that. Was she following his leadership, or was she kind of veering off and doing her own thing? See, the thing with Eve in the Bible is Eve looked at her husband and said, oh, I guess after a while, it was like, let me go find something else to do. She got distracted in her mind. Instead of focusing on the job she was supposed to do, which is being by her husband's side, inspiring him, motivating him, helping him out the way he says he needs help. Eve felt that probably wasn't good enough for her. And what did Eve do? Eve wandered away from her husband's side, away from his leadership, away from his provision, away from his protection. Eve wandered off and started doing her own thing. And what happened in the end? That caused Eve to be deceived by outside forces. And in the end, it caused major destruction for her and her family. This is Eve in the Bible. Now, when you look at Tia Mowry, just look at what's going on. Face value, what she is showing the world. She left her husband's side. She was supposed to be by his side, right? And be under his leadership. and be under his protection and be under his provision. She left that, packed her children up, decided in her mind that wasn't good enough for her, and she moved away in the form of divorce, thereby dividing and destroying her family. Okay? That's what Tia Mowry did. And she told the world that she graduated from something that was not fulfilling her, something that was not giving her happiness. She graduated from that. And now look at her. Is she being fulfilled? 2 years now. Remember, 2 years since she divorced. She filed. It's been 2 years now. Is she now fulfilled? Is she now satisfied? Is she now happy? What about her family? What about the children she and her husband created? You see how that's going? Do her children want to be in this situation where mommy and daddy live separately? You got to haul them from one house and haul them to the other house and haul them here and haul them there. Do you think her children, if you have to ask them, do you think that's what her children would have preferred? Those are the questions that every woman, I believe, that is in a seemingly healthy relationship but wants to get out for frivolous reasons. Those are the questions you have to ask if you have children. Is this the best idea for my family at this point? It's veering off like how Eve looked at Adam and was like, yeah, I've been doing this thing with you. I've been under your leadership with you for some time now. Yeah, it's getting kind of boring. Nothing wrong with it. It's just getting boring for me as a woman. I'm so bored. Let me go find excitement somewhere else, right? Thereby, you just destroy the beautiful, good thing, stable thing, healthy thing that you had in terms of a marriage relationship with a man. You just decide one day, boom, it's not exciting enough. It's not thrilling enough. It's too boring. Yeah, it's stable. Yes, it's healthy. Yes, it's a positive thing, but I'm not happy. And then for cheap thrill, you decide to break up your entire family as the woman because you've decided in your heart that you're not happy, even though you're supposed to stay in your marriage and fix your unhappiness. Remember, the feelings are within you. They're not within your husband. So your husband is not responsible for your happiness. If you find yourself in a marriage relationship and you are unhappy as a woman, because you really don't hear men saying, oh, I divorced my wife because I was unhappy. Men don't say those things because they have more sense, right? Men, if you don't agree with that, I can't help you. Men have more sense when it comes to these type of things. When it comes to relationships, men tend to have more sense because they're thinking about it in a more logical manner. But we're using our emotions as women. And we're saying, well, I'm not happy. He's not bringing me happiness, which he's not supposed to. He's supposed to add to your happiness. You're supposed to fix your own happiness in your marriage relationship. But then you look at your man, a good man, stable man, and you decide he's too boring for you. He's not exciting enough. And then you decide to just your entire family dynamics, you decide to destroy it with your own hands and go over because you hear things, people or things are whispering in your ear. Hey, come over here. It's more exciting. So you go on that side, and God forbid you have children, you have to destroy the children's dynamic. And they didn't even ask you to do that. You destroy the children's complete dynamic, that it was beneficial to the children, but because you're too selfish as a woman, you're too selfish, you're thinking of only your emotional needs. You're not thinking of the emotional needs of the children. You're not thinking of how it's going to affect them. You just destroy your whole entire household. That's what Eve did in the Bible. Eve took her whole self away from her husband. Why was she wandering out there alone, unprotected by her husband. Her husband was over here doing the work that God gave her to do. But what was Eve doing? Eve left the work God gave her to do as a wife, and she moved over to somewhere where she thought she would have more excitement, more fun, more happiness. And what did Eve find? She found out that she eventually was deceived because she listened to deception, and Eve ate that deception. And what did Eve do? Eve realized, oh my God, I've messed up. Eve now went back to her husband Adam and said, please, I need your protection now. Here, eat the deception. Eat the deception so I don't have to take accountability. So you get to be blamed for what I did, you see, because you're supposed to be protecting me. You're supposed to be covering me as the man. And even though I messed up as the woman, you take the deception. I'm not going to be the one to blame. If you take and eat this deception, then God will blame you, the man, because you're supposed to be looking out for me. So while I was in the comment section on YouTube, some lady came and was saying that the reason why Eve eventually veered off is because Adam was not a good leader. If Adam was a good leader, he would have stopped his wife from veering off from his side. And then she also likened it to what Tia Mowry did. She said, if Tia Mowry's husband was a good leader, he would not have allowed his wife to become unhappy to the point of getting divorced. And I could not disagree with that anymore. I was too through when I heard that. I'm like, how dare you blame the husband for the wife's decisions? No. Those decisions came from her. Eve made that decision to wander off somewhere else and find more excitement. And that's the same thing we can see that Tia Mowry is doing. She wandered off from her husband in the form of divorce, packaged her children and took them right along with her, not caring about anything else but her. Do you see what selfishness can do? Now, what do we see Tia Mowry is doing on these social media streets? Crying. Oh, wait a second. Why are you crying? Why is she crying? She's supposed to be showing the world how happy she is now, how fulfilled she is now. Oh, don't worry about those parties she goes to. Don't worry about the drinking, the boats, and the this and the, all these type of things. Don't worry about those things. Those things are temporary fun, because you have to keep doing them, and they don't give you lasting satisfaction. They just give you temporary fun and cheap thrill for that moment while you're doing it. And when you go home, the fun is done. You have to keep doing it, and that is not sustainable. We were never meant to be that way as human beings. We were never meant to rely on those type of cheap thrills for our own long-lasting satisfaction and joy and ultimately happiness. So you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I think this is a very good topic for us to discuss, because I truly believe that when women come on here and start bringing out these biblical references, I tend to, I'm like, I don't know, unless you know your Bible very well, don't make any biblical references, because women like me who know our Bible very well, we will come at you with the same biblical references, but we will show you what you're really missing. You cannot blame any man for the choices that you are making as a woman. Remember, women have rights now, right? Women have rights now. Women can make whatever it is choice that they want to make. But when you make that choice, always remember that there are consequences, good or bad. There are consequences. And when those consequences come and you have to show up and go through those consequences, please don't be going out there blaming men. Men are not to blame. Men get blamed for the choices that they make. Women have to take accountability for the choices that we make as women, and we have to stand and get ready to go through those consequences. All right, that is all I have for you today. Please like, share, and subscribe so that my message can get out. It helps to promote my channel. And please, 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 let's meet in the comment section and dissect this topic. All right, that is what I have for you today. Until the next video, bye.